Genetics with Gianna. I'm your host, Gianna Salvatore. Today, we're presented with the question, if identical twins have children with another pair of identical twins, could their children be identical? If you ask me, it sounds highly unlikely. But let's look at the science. Maybe, in a crazy twist of events, it is possible. Tonight, we'll find out more. Let's walk and talk. Tonight, we'll be discussing these three topics: Punnett squares, blood type, and pedigree. But first, Punnett squares. Let's dive right in with our Punnett squares specialist, Sonja Hegel.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm here to discuss how Punnett squares can affect a child's identity. Before we can begin, it is important to understand genotypes and phenotypes.
A genotype is the genetic constitution of an individual organism. A phenotype is the set of observable characteristics of an individual resulting from the interaction of its genotype with the environment. For example, an individual can have the genotype capitally lowercase e, which would code for the phenotype of attached earlobes.
A child gets one letter from each parent, so there are many different possibilities for similarity between the children. Let's look at some examples.
Here are a few different possible outcomes for the children's traits. In example 1, both parents have a heterozygous capitally lowercase e trait. The result is a 75% chance of possessing the dominant trait. In example 2, since both parents have a homozygous capitally trait, there is a 100% chance that all their children will receive the trait. This is also shown in example 3, except with the recessive trait. In example 4, one pair possesses the heterozygous capitally lowercase e trait, while the other possesses a purely recessive lowercase e trait. The result is a 50% chance of a dominant trait and a 50% chance of recessive.
So, what does all this have to do with tonight's question? Well, if both sets of parents have the same traits, there is a high possibility of their children having identical genotypes and phenotypes. Thanks for having me, Gianna. Now, over to our blood type specialist, Sarah McCabe.
Thanks, Sonja. I'm Sarah McCabe, blood type specialist, here to talk about blood type. There are 4 different types of blood type: A, B, O, and AB. In this example, both twin females have type A, and both twin males have type B, B. There is a 100% chance that all of their children will have blood type AB. Back to you, Gianna.
Thanks, Sarah. All that blood type stuff? Crazy. Now, let's explore pedigree. Pedigree is the recorded ancestry of one's family. It can show the multiple outcomes of children and what traits they receive from which parent. In this case, the empty squares are the identical fathers, and the filled-in circles are the identical mothers. The circles are filled in, showing that both mothers have a defective gene. Now, in this case, in both couples, the children comes out with 50% of their DNA from their father and 50% from their mother, therefore making them identical. So, ladies, 2 pairs of twins were to have a child, could they be identical?
According to blood type, it is possible. And according to Punnett squares, there is a possibility.
We know what that means. Well, it's been a wild ride. And after looking at the real science, we were able to determine that if 2 sets of identical twins were to have a child, it's possible they could be identical. Improbable? Yes. But impossible? No. Thanks for tuning in with Sarah McCabe, Sonja Hegel, and your host, myself, Gianna Salvatore. Good night and good news.